The NFL truly operates like clockwork, and as the Green Bay Packers gear up for another exciting season, the anticipation surrounding the schedule release is palpable. With the schedule dropping on May 14th, just like last year, it's a curious quirk that only the NFL can turn into a spectacle, even when the matchups have been known since January. But let's face it, the thrill of the schedule release still brings that much-needed spark. It's a chance to strategize which games to attend and eagerly await the primetime slots. So, where are you watching from, Packers fans? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's dive into the top 5 matchups that have me fired up for the upcoming season. And for the record, I'm leaving out the NFC North games. Those rivalries need no introduction. First up, we have the Packers visiting the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Historically, our boys have faced challenges in Florida, and this matchup against Baker Mayfield could be no different. The potential for a high-scoring showdown is tantalizing, especially considering the history of thrilling encounters between these former division rivals. But let's hope the Packers don't have to don their dark green uniforms under the scorching sun because, as we know, the Buccaneers love to make us sweat. Literally. Next on the docket is a trip to face the Patriots. This game carries layers of intrigue. The Patriots are reeling from a Super Bowl loss and have undergone significant changes, including the emergence of young quarterback Drake May, who's turning heads after MVP consideration last season. The Packers and Patriots share a legacy of excellence in the NFL, making this clash one for the books. And with former Packers wide receiver Romeo due now in New England, expect some extra drama as both teams meet in this storied matchup. Then there's the highly anticipated game against the Bills at Lambeau Field. A showdown between Josh Allen and Jordan Love is nothing short of electric. The Bills have made some major moves this offseason, including a coaching shakeup that could redefine their playoff aspirations. With Allen's prowess and the addition of DJ Moore, this matchup has all the makings of a primetime thriller. Lambeau will be rocking, and the stakes couldn't be higher. How can we talk about excitement without mentioning the Cowboys? The Packers hosting Dallas is always a must-watch affair. These games have a way of delivering nail-biting drama, no matter the records of the teams involved. Dak Prescott is always a formidable force, and with the added storyline of Micah Parsons, this game promises to be a spectacle. Last season's tie only adds fuel to the fire, as both teams have something to prove. Lastly, let's not overlook the Dolphins at Lambeau. While Miami is still in the building stages, they're becoming a force to reckon with, thanks to the influx of former Packers personnel. The addition of Malik Willis as a potential offensive leader signifies their intent to grow. This matchup could serve as a glimpse into the future, showcasing two franchises intertwined by their shared history. And then there's the Packers' trip to face the Rams, a matchup that could serve as a litmus test for our team's playoff readiness. The Rams are in a fierce division, and Sean McVay's squad remains a tough opponent. Interestingly, Matt LaFleur's Packers have never lost to a McVay-led Rams team, a statistic that could provide some comfort. But don't be fooled. The Rams are loaded with talent, and this game will be a critical indicator of where Green Bay stands as the season progresses. With all these exciting matchups on the horizon, it's crucial for the Packers to remain healthy and complete as they prepare for these formidable opponents. As we await the official reveal of the schedule, one thing is for sure. The upcoming season is shaping up to be one for the ages. Now, let's shift our focus to the next exciting development. In a season marked by struggles, the Green Bay Packers found a glimmer of hope in a game that would be remembered as the Bay of Pigs. The Packers' defense was nothing short of spectacular, shutting out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27-0 and snapping a 4-game losing streak. The significance of this victory cannot be overstated, as it was one of the few bright spots in a season where the team continuously faltered across all phases of the game. With 6 sacks and a staggering 8 turnovers, this defensive display was a masterclass in resilience and tenacity. Don Majkowski threw for 223 yards and a touchdown, while safety Mark Murphy contributed significantly with 2 interceptions. Let's delve into this incredible performance and what it meant for the Packers in 1991. Entering this matchup, both teams carried dismal 1-6 records, and neither was showing signs of turning their season around. The Packers had just suffered a particularly painful 10-0 shutout at the hands of the Chicago Bears, marking their 4th consecutive defeat. The Buccaneers, having managed their first win against the Eagles the previous week, were quickly brought back down to earth with a loss to the Saints. At this juncture, the Packers had enjoyed some success against the Bucs in recent years, holding a 2-0 record against them in their last 13 encounters, but they were still searching for answers against the rest of the league. The first quarter saw both teams struggle to find their rhythm. The Packers went 3 and out on their first 2 drives, while the Bucs stumbled on their initial possession as well. However, a series of penalties soon put Tampa Bay in a precarious position. An illegal block on a punt return set them back to their own 10-yard line, and that's when the Packers seized the moment. Quarterback Chris Chandler dropped back to pass, but was met with a crushing sack from defensive end Matt Brock. The ball popped loose, and linebacker Brian Noble was right there to scoop it up and roll into the end zone for a touchdown. Just like that, the Packers led 7-0. Noble's reflection on the play highlights the importance of being in the right place at the right time, a mantra that would define the game for Green Bay. The defense continued to assert its dominance. On the next Bucs drive, safety Chuck Cecil picked off Chandler at midfield and returned it to the Bucs 24. Although the ensuing drive stalled, Chris Jack's 34-yard field goal extended the lead to 10-0. The Packers' defense was relentless, forcing turnovers on 5 of Tampa's 7 drives in the first half. Late in the first quarter, linebacker Bryce Popp knocked the ball loose from Reggie Cobb, and Leroy Butler capitalized, falling on it at the Bucs 23. Jack's subsequent 43-yard field goal was another testament to the defense's impact, making it 13-0. In the second quarter, Murphy continued his stellar performance by intercepting Chandler twice, effectively stalling any momentum Tampa Bay hoped to build. The Packers' defense kept the pressure on, and midway through the third quarter, new quarterback Jeff Carlson was intercepted by defensive lineman Isaiah Tuolo, who rumbled down to the Tampa Bay 19. Tuolo's exuberance was palpable as he envisioned the end zone, a testament to the defense's take-no-prisoners mentality that day. The offense capitalized on this turnover, with Mykovsky finding tight end Ed West for a 10-yard touchdown pass, pushing the score to 20-0. In the fourth quarter, the Packers managed one final drive that didn't rely on a turnover, showcasing their offensive capabilities. A 28-yard pass from Mykovsky to Keith Woodside and a 10-yard completion to wideout Charles Wilson set the stage for Vince Workman's 4-yard touchdown run, sealing the game at 27-0. The Buccaneers attempted a late-game drive, reaching the Packers' 13-yard line, but Jerry Holmes intercepted Carlson in the end zone, preserving the shutout. This win was a much-needed morale booster for a team that had been floundering. Coach Lindy Infante expressed the joy that comes with victory, contrasting it with the pain of defeat. Center James Campen echoed this sentiment, emphasizing the necessity of a strong defense in winning championships. Defensively, the Packers were stellar, allowing only 35 yards rushing and a mere 170 total yards for the Bucs. Cecil noted how knowing the Bucs had to throw the ball made a significant difference, allowing the defense to pin its ears back and go after the quarterback. Mykovsky chimed in about the offense finding its rhythm in the second half, crediting the run game for opening up play-action opportunities, even against a solid Tampa defense. However, despite this shining moment, the victory was not the turning point the Packers needed for the remainder of the season. The team would go on to lose their next 3 games, finishing with a disappointing 4-12 record. Following the season, significant changes occurred. Infante and GM Tom Bratz were let go, paving the way for Ron Wolf to step in as the new GM and Mike Holmgren as head coach. The subsequent offseason would see the pivotal trade for quarterback Brett Favre, which would transform the franchise's fortunes, leading to a resurgence that ended a 2-decade-long struggle for relevance. While the 1991 Packers were not a great team overall, this particular game showcased a defense that could dominate when it mattered most. Their first shutout since the legendary Snow Bowl against Tampa Bay in 1985 remains a highlight in an otherwise forgettable season. As we reflect on this game, it's essential to recognize the potential that lay within this team, waiting for the right leadership and talent to emerge. Next, we'll turn our attention to the impact of those off-season changes and how they transformed the Packers into a championship-contending team. As we dive deeper into the quarterback landscape heading into the NFL draft, it's clear that this position is the crown jewel of any franchise's future. The stakes are high, and for teams like the Green Bay Packers, the ability to identify and cultivate a top-tier signal caller is paramount. This is a theme echoed throughout the league, as evidenced by the recent moves from clubs like the Las Vegas Raiders and Los Angeles Rams. The Raiders made headlines by selecting Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza with the first overall pick, a move that shows just how critical the quarterback position is to a team's aspirations. Meanwhile, the Rams, just shy of a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford, opted for Alabama's Ty Simpson at number 13 overall. This choice signifies a commitment to a long-term strategy rather than a short-term fix, even when they could have bolstered Stafford's final years. This forward-thinking approach is something the Packers have embraced successfully over the past 3 decades, maintaining competitiveness through strategic quarterback management. Looking ahead to the 2027 NFL Draft, analysts like Rob Rang are already making bold predictions, suggesting that 3 quarterbacks will be selected within the first 5 picks. At the top of Rang's list is Arch Manning, the Texas Longhorns standout and heir to the Manning legacy. His combination of size, arm strength, and mental resilience sets him apart as a prime candidate for the Dolphins, who Rang forecasts will hold the first overall pick. The weight of his family's name adds layers of expectation, but Manning has shown he can handle the pressure. Following closely is Dante Moore from Oregon, projected to go second overall to the Arizona Cardinals. Moore's decision to return for another year in college could pay off handsomely, as he was on the radar for a top 10 selection had he declared this year. Rang's analysis places him as a strong contender, reinforcing the notion that teams are prioritizing development and readiness over immediate needs, an ethos the Packers have embodied. Then there's the Cleveland Browns, whose quarterback situation has become a fascinating case study. After drafting Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders in the past 2 drafts, they're not resting on their laurels. Rang predicts they'll add LSU's Sam Leavitt to their roster, which raises questions about their long-term strategy. Are they overcommitting to the quarterback spot? Or are they simply preparing for unforeseen circumstances? This scenario highlights the delicate balance teams must strike between depth and development. Rang's projection of the 2027 draft being the year of the quarterback resonates strongly. With 5 quarterbacks likely to enter the first round, including prospects like Julian Sayin from Ohio State and Lenora Sellers from South Carolina, the competition will be fierce. The landscape of the NFL is continuously evolving, and teams must be agile in their decision-making processes. Now, as passionate supporters of the Green Bay Packers, we must consider how these developments impact our beloved team. With the future of the quarterback position always in flux, the question remains, are we positioned to capitalize on emerging talent? The Packers have a rich history of nurturing quarterbacks, and the upcoming drafts could provide opportunities to further solidify our legacy. As we wrap up this segment, I want to hear from you, the fans. Where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts on the Packers' prospects in the upcoming drafts? Do you think we should consider drafting a quarterback in the next few years? Or do you trust our current lineup? Leave your comments below, and let's engage in a spirited discussion. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and updates on all things Packers. Your voice matters, and together, we can navigate the exciting yet unpredictable waters of NFL draft season and beyond. Let's continue to support our team as they strive for greatness.